Today is probably going to be one of the most important days on this project so far. More important than digging the foundations, more important than pouring the concrete. And that's because today we're going to be installing the massive steels behind me. I thought I'd get here dead early today to actually run through some of the steels and what we're going to be doing, because once these start getting moved about and getting lifted up, I'm not going to be able to stop and really discuss what's happening. Now hopefully you're all up to date with this job so far. If you're not, I'll briefly run through what we've done. We've taken down the entire back of the house here, and it's supported with our acro props, needles and more acros. There's also a load of middle walls out, and we've also taken the return of this house out. These 7.5 metre steels you see here are going to be installed from this point over there to this point back here. So huge steels, not only carrying the entire back of the house, but coming out an extra 2.5 metres to our new foundation. Now, these two big steels supporting the entire back of the house are going to be sat on our goalpost system. This is one segment of the goalpost. We've got a pair of legs and another pair of legs there, because obviously we've got a 9-inch wall, 2 skins of brickwork to support. This steel's going to be supporting the outer skin. This steel is going to be supporting the inner skin. Therefore, we've got 2 legs, one for the inside skin for the inside steel, one for the outside skin for the outside steel. Those legs are going to be sat on the massive pads you saw me hand digging and pouring concrete and mesh we've got right here. So although this area is all just covered in rubble at the moment, 2 of the legs are going to be sat there, going all the way up to support those steels. Looking at this big steel here, you can see how we've got these 2 plates welded to the steel itself. Just because off that steel right there is another 2 steels supporting walls and the entire house as well. So the section of the steel with the big plate welded on is holding this steel right here. That's where we had an internal wall. The second plate you can see of these 2 steels, what are going to be bolted to it. This is the old house, where the old house used to be. So we have another 2 steels, one supporting the exterior brickwork, one supporting the internal brickwork off the corner of the building. Finally, let's talk about the height of the steel. Unfortunately, it is going to be a bulkhead. For those who don't know what a bulkhead is, it's when we refer to a steel not running flush with the ceiling. There's your ceiling. Your steel's going to come down X amount of the measurement, go back up, and then the ceiling's going to continue. So that's our bulkhead. There's a good reason we have a bulkhead, and that's because we are limited by the internal wall I mentioned earlier, which is bolted onto that steel. So all of our heights and the heights of our legs have been dictated by the height of the underside of the joist. A lot of information to get in there, but I need to get it all out, otherwise I'll be trying to explain myself as I'm trying to get the steels in, which is just going to be really hard for me and the lads, because when we've got a couple 100 kilos above our heads, we don't want to be grabbing cameras and explaining what exactly is going off. How we're doing it is we've actually got 2 genie lifts coming. The reason previously I thought we couldn't get a genie lift is we thought that this wall was perhaps staying. Trying to manoeuvre a genie, because they are so wide, through this little area here and there would be a real pain. But obviously now we've got this massive open space, we're able to wheel a genie there and another genie there. We've also got the arm and leg extenders for them to give them more counterbalance and able to reach out a lot further than they usually are. It's finally time to start hopefully getting these steels in. I recorded all those clips about 2 weeks ago. I had so many comments saying, why aren't your steels in place before you knocked the house down? Why aren't your steels in place before you put all the acros in? We've had so many delays on these steels, very much out of our control and the client's control. So it is what it is, but we've got our lifting equipment here. We're not. We would.
but we'll just circular saw the ceiling out. I'm already tight. Like I say, I should have flipped these on the top side of this, but it don't matter. We'll cut an hole in the floor. Oh, getting the steels there, getting the first one in place, then we're going to get the legs up to it to hopefully support it, and then we'll start lifting in the next large steel, get everything bolted. So at the moment we're just taking our time, make sure everything goes off safely. So that's the correct height now, yeah? And we're ready to put the first leg in and get it bolted. Get it bolted onto the floor. Whoop.
Your influencer. He's a man about town.
So we've got the first frame in, so I'll take you to the back garden now so you can see exactly how it looks. We've drilled the holes to bolt the actual legs down into the concrete footing. We're going to resin them in and get all them bolted down. But overall, it's not too bad. Off one at the moment, just very heavy, very time consuming with the amount of acros in the way and the scaffolding. But the scaffold needs to be there so we can get up, bolt everything, and then also brick it in. Anyway, let me show you. The reason that top steel isn't painted is because the client might be sandblasting it down and having it on show. Depends how the joists sit in it. But yeah, we just need to get this big steel up now, get these legs up right, bottom up to the posts we've already got in place, and then we'll be good to go again. The one day, oh, you want it to be a bit cool. It's probably one of the hottest days. So we're going to crack on, and I'll catch you probably towards the end of the day. So we're currently under the floor, drilling all the holes we need to bolt in these big seals to the concrete pad. So getting that done, Kyle's cutting down all the bar for us. Going to put resin in these holes, let it go off, put the red through, and it should be alright. Buzzing. Yeah. So that's where we're leaving it for today. We got in 3 posts altogether, 3 of the legs, and then right at the end of the day we lifted up the final steel, got it bolted to the other leg over there, and then we've put some strong boys and acros, and it's also supported by these genies here. So the genies are holding a lot of the weight off the outside steel, which isn't bolted on this side, and we've also put an acro under it to support it as well. So this is not going anywhere tonight. Ooh, so yeah, a really busy day. Barely any filming because, well, just too busy to pull out a camera and talk about what we're doing. That's why I got here early a few days ago to speak about what we're going to do. So tomorrow we're going to get the final leg in and then start bricking over the top of the steel, get this house all propped back up with brickwork. Fingers crossed. I think what made today so hard is obviously having the scaffold in the way and all the acros. Obviously the acros needed to be there to support the house. In an ideal world we would have had the steels there prior to the acros and stuff like that, but with timings and delays of the steels, it's just not how the job worked out. It's hard to orchestrate a job absolutely perfectly, and this is just a prime example. You know, you get delays which aren't in your control, But we moved past them and pushed forward. What else? Scaffold, that was a nightmare. But again, we need the scaffold there, first of all, to take the house down, and also to be up there tomorrow, start bricking up. Just working around stuff made everything a lot harder. Also, no lifting equipment by the genius, so just sheer manpower pushing the legs up into place. Again, the scaffold didn't reach all the way, so you couldn't attach like a ratchet strap or something. Just a lot of manpower today, so everyone in the team is feeling totally zapped and drained. So we've got to go get some rest. No gym tonight, just I reckon a nice early night, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. But tomorrow we've only got to lift one more steel, one more heavy steel, and then we just need to lift a few more, but they're easy. So we'll catch you tomorrow morning. Fingers crossed everything goes all right. Ooh, we are all very tired today. And can you blame us? Plan of attack for today: get this final leg, there's the foot, sat there, lifted up, bolted on, and then me and another lad, and I'll start bricking in between the front skin and the back skin off the steel, get it propped up a little bit more, and then start taking these needles out one by one, and then it'll be all fully supported on the goalpost system. Absolutely buzzing. We've finally put the entire goalpost system in. I'm going to spin the camera around to show you, and then we're going to start getting everything bricked up above. There we go. All bolted and resined in. So right now we're going to cut some block flat to bridge this little cavity we've got here in the steel for fireproofing reasons. And then we've got 2 course of brickwork to go over the top, get everything bricked in, packed in, and then we are hopefully set. We're also going to get some starter packs, cut this nicely, bring the brickwork and blockwork, tie it to the steel here. Kyle's going to run the blockwork with wrap back into the steel to either side. We've already got our ties and everything we need. So a busy day now of bricklaying. Another proper busy day. Johnny and I patched up above the steel on the outside skin. Whoop! And then I've just been upstairs propping the back steel, making sure that's all sound. So I'm going to take you outside now and I'll show you what we've been on with today. Right, so Charlie and I got all the brickwork up over there. Charlie was just saying that he might render the entire back. Big man patched up the blockwork over there. Another big man blocked up the steel over there, and then Charlie's ran in the course of brickwork there. Big man Charlie has ran the course of brick over there to the underside of joists. So tomorrow, they're not going on tomorrow, are they, the joists?
No, they're going on next week. Oversight's going in tomorrow.
Oversight's going on tomorrow. Scaffold's getting dropped. All the acros, everything's getting dropped tomorrow. Oversight going on, spreading the stone out. Yeah, boy! Don't really know why we locked the front door because you can easily get into the house, can't you? So yesterday was really decent, just wrapped up proper quick and tooled up because it was all shattered. Obviously all the steels went in and got packed. Amazing. Finally got the entire house propped up on the steels. Today we're going to start taking down all of the acros and the needles which have for the last too long have been supporting the house. So last week I uploaded a video when we took this wall out behind me and I asked the question, how many acros are holding up the entire house? A lot of people guessed over 30 plus, but the actual answer was 24. So what I'll do in the edit, I don't actually know now, I know about 5 people guessed 24. I'll put that in a random number generator and I'll pull up the winner down here somewhere right now, and I'll put them in a pinned comment. So if you can drop me a message on Instagram, yeah, we'll sort out your 25 quid. So what we're doing today is getting this steel into place with the plate on just there. It's getting bolted in to this steel here, and it's supporting the wall above. I think, as I mentioned yesterday as well, we're going to drop the scaffold once we pull the needles out, spread the rest of the stone about, and then we've got the oversight coming. So we've not got a block and beam floor on this, we're having a timber floor, same as the original building. We're going to spread all this stone about, put 100mm concrete all over the stone, and then we are ready to start putting all the joists on. Perfect. So we have finally wrapped up for the day. And what a hectic day it was. Let me spin the camera around and I'll show you what we've done. So first things first, scaffold was dropped. We also whipped all the pins out, bricked in between all of this. We've confirmed with the client that is all getting rendered now, so that's cool. Then we got that steel up, cut it down into place, patched up the other side of a trestle scaffold, got all that sorted. All of that side of the house is actually going to be internal walls, so we've just done block work there. The joist turned up, we off-hired all of the genius, we off-hired half of the acros. We did some very quick floor prep, stoned up, whackered, and then rolled down the DPM and then put all the concrete in for the oversight. Also filled up all the cavities, because obviously this is going to be somewhat of a retaining wall. Filled up the cavities, 450mm with concrete, slanting that way. Mounded up a little bit of concrete up against the big steels. And I forgot what else, but it's been non-stop. Walk, balancing act. So yeah, probably one of the most hectic days on the job, but probably one of the most enjoyable. And it's amazing how much we've done as a team in 3 days. It's totally transformed the job. Again, we had so many delays on the steels, having to have the house propped up for a bit too long for our liking, but in the last, what's that, 3 days, 8, 16, 24 working hours, we have achieved so much. After a very, very successful 3 days, all the boys are going for a nice pint, because we've got this job finally to a decent point, hit a nice milestone. So let's have a pint and we'll catch you tomorrow morning when we're setting out a brand new job. Yeah, I'm going to follow you, mate. Yeah, I'll follow you. I'm following Kyle to the pub. Let's go. I'll catch you later.